Hello? Oh, I gotta turn this off. Hello? Hi. So, here's my plan, right? So, the new DLC's coming out. I'm currently on the beta. You can find info for that on the Discord for Buggos. But what I wanted to do, I haven't played any of the new campaign yet. Well, I played the first level, but that's for different reasons. But what I wanted to do, there's a lot of new things added. And I wanted to go through and play with that a bit. So I have a plan, right? I'm gonna turn this down. Man, the music is like... it's kind of loud. But if I turn it... I'm at 1 volume right now. Anyway, sorry, that was a tangent. Go check out Willow Beats. They're cool. So what I want to do is I want to make a new map. And this is going to be interesting. So I know a long time ago, Mr. Willy Boy, maybe he doesn't like being called that, but he mentioned something about having a survival map where you would, it would be like only one dropship, right? And I thought that was interesting, and I have no idea how he plans to make that work. But while I was making levels for the Area 7, I found some unique quirks that I wanted to play with. And then also what we can do is on the, hold on. I should have had this prepared. I'm not prepared. We know how this goes. So what I wanted to do, in the theme suggestions, no. These, right? There's some maps that just haven't been made yet. And I want to play with some of these ideas too. So first we're going to do this though. So what I wanted to do, we need to do, we need a wide map. I don't know why. I guess it wouldn't matter if it was up and down or, you know, wide or something. I think this should be like left side versus right side though. Because whenever I'm playing a map and I have to fight upwards, it feels like I'm fighting uphill even if there is no hill. It's just one of those weird psychology things. So we're gonna really narrow this down, and I'll show you why afterwards. It needs to be a little bit more narrow. I found some interesting quirks with the human AI though, and I want to play with that. So what we're gonna do? How wide is this? I don't know. I've taken quite a bit off of the map. I still think this is a bit too wide. I'll take a little bit more. It'll be fine. Right? This isn't an exact science. Oh yeah, I meant to, so last month, pretty much all of, what is it? Is it October yet? No, pretty much all month. So normally I do like a monthly stream for like the map suggestions or whatever, the monthly theme. I didn't even make a monthly theme this month because I was just so far behind in, I'm a college student, right? So I just get so far behind. So it completely didn't cross my mind. Hopefully that isn't too much of a bummer. But so here's the plan, right? So we are going to put the human dropship here. And we're going to start that's another thing. I want to play with some of these new things like this radiation generator, right? I haven't played with any of that. And then when I was making maps for the 7th area, I wasn't really allowed to play with the solar panels, and I want to play with those too. I guess I could have in my own time, but I just, you know, priorities. So what we're going to do, player's going to start here. So an interesting quirk I found, and I don't think it might still work on the actual dropship, so we're going to find out. Man, this band is or this coupling, so good. Anyway, so what they're gonna do, and I'll show you this in effect, but whenever they spawn in, right, they have no cells on here, so they're gonna path over to here. And then what's going to happen is, whenever the humans are looking for places to path to, they will look beyond this terrain wall. And if there's a valid spot, there's a chance they will walk all the way up and around to this area. Now, that's interesting, right? And the reason it's interesting is because if I limit the number of tiles in their actual walkable area, it increases the chance they're going to try to path over here instead. And I want to play with that. So we're going to make this loosely a 4-wide tunnel system, just all the way through. I know, Brew. My cat's been ballistic like all morning. It's just one of those mornings for him, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so my idea here, though, is that if you're going to have a survival map where there is only one dropship, well, the obvious downside for that is once the player reaches the dropship, that's the end of the game, right? You've won, because no dropship can spawn in enough stuff to overwhelm the bugs. But if you have this winding tunnel system that you need to fight in, well, suddenly it's a lot harder to do that. And then I've got some stuff I want to show off on stream. I've been working on some shenanigans that might be worth showing. What is this, 5? So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. What is this, 1, 2, 3? I'll cut 3 from here. And then 3 more here. I really should have, I guess I could have done the math before the stream started and figured out exactly what this needed to look like. But, you know, that kind of ruins the fun. And the reason I'm doing this is purely for aesthetics. I want the player to start in the bottom right and the humans to start in the top left. That's the only reason I'm redoing this. Oh, in case you're wondering, so I think it shows up on stream, does it? Yeah, so Cult of the Lamb, right? They have a fire soundtrack. Willow Beats is the same artist group that made the soundtrack for that. So the guy who made that is called Riverboy, and this is like his main coupling. In case you're wondering how I found these people. What a great game. That's probably good. What do I want to call this? Sure. And I'll just save it to the main. And so if I hit test, right? Oh, I need a command center. Oh my gosh, Will, how could you? Well, here, we can just do this. This might be an issue. You know, it might have been, in my testing, I might have been using the command centers instead. Who knows? This was like several weeks ago at this point. I'm gonna save it. Start over. Alright, so if I hit test map, don't worry about what my bugs are doing. Watch these guys. And I need to use the terrain to really like pin these guys in to make sure they're walking over. Right, so my bugs are doing it too, right? This guy shouldn't be over there, but he pathed all the way around. Right? And you can see it. They're pathing up and around. And they'll just keep doing this to go up and around these. Right? There's some more. As they keep spawning in, more and more of them are just going to keep funneling around. So that's what we're going to be playing with. I didn't feel like beating the level to go back into the editor. So this is what we're gonna do. I don't know how I feel about this. No, we can go actually. Just to make this a very difficult level, we can put 2 right there. And now I want to limit the number of tiles in the actual... So like the tiles in these back areas, I want to force the humans towards the middle as much as possible. So the more playroom they have here, the less likely they are to move backwards. So a way we can get around that is by simply doing this. I don't know if I like that one. Sure. That's gonna force quite a few of them out and around. I really wanted to. I don't know if I want that. I might. We'll leave it for now. I don't know how I feel about it. Oh, you know what'd be really... Man, that's sadistic. Because I bet this goes through the wall. Interesting. I might play with that on a different map. Not this one, though. So I want most of the fighting to be happening in this region, preferably this hump. So I might go ahead and put another round of these. Man, I hope the music is loud enough, because this is like... I've been jamming out these people like all week. At least a week. And then what's the destroy our human buildings? Sure. Might do something like this. Right. And so this is the concept, right? So we're gonna go ahead and test this. I'm gonna put my guys there, and then these guys should just start pouring up and around because they don't really have anywhere else to go. You already see the one doing it. That's nice. We're gonna slowly watch as my lipstick goes away, and I eat all of it because it's so tasty. This is what I get for buying the cheap stuff. Oh well. So it is working. I might need to tune it a bit. I could make it so that it's Well, here, I'll go ahead and push all my guys this way, right? May as well see how easy it is right now. You know what I could do is I could put some solar panels somewhere in here, and just to block up more space. Those things are massive. They're like the size of a dropship. So certainly this would be a hard thing to push around and through, but I don't really know that it necessarily is funneling the humans as efficiently as I need. It seems to be only good for getting around the one hump, which is, you know, about as far as I tested before. So we need to play with this. Because right now, this whole middle area basically doesn't need to exist. It's just a big waste of space. And I might get rid of it, honestly. That would make it a very small playmat, right? Because it would just be these 5 spells. Interesting. Alternatively, right, I could put another command center like here. They're just all pooling up here. I don't like that. You know what I could do? Okay. So here's another quirky bug that I found. We might go like this. Hold on. I don't know the extent of this bug. I didn't really play with it too much. But we can try something. Right? So they have no pathable tiles. Now I know for a fact, right? So we'll go ahead and show you what I'm thinking right now, right? So they will walk over this wall. They'll spawn in and they'll be here and they'll just go ahead and walk over to here. I think. This works on some things. Yeah, see? Because they have no pathable tiles, so they just start walking over walls. And now they're trapped. Now that they're on placeable tiles, they're trapped. But until they walk onto like a sand tile, they will just sit there and just ignore terrain and stuff. So that's a fun thing to play with. I don't know if Will plans to patch that, because it's such like a niche bug, or what. But it's fun to maybe experiment with. So we'll go ahead and go to the main menu again. So here's what we could do then. Since at the moment I cannot mess with drop ships because the test map won't allow it, right? Because it requires a command center. So I mean, I have to use command centers anyway. So this is not going to be a survival map. But what we can do is if we go into tug of war, and I hope my internet's not dropping out. It's been really buggy all day. We're fine. Probably shouldn't have chosen the day. So here's what we can do. So, in fact, okay. So originally I wanted to leverage. Okay, here's what we can do. Here's what we can do. Here's what we can do. So I want to leverage this weird wiggle mechanic, right? It's just too weird not to play with. And I play with it a bit. Here, I'll go ahead. After I get rid of these, I'll show you. Maybe this will be spoilers, actually. I don't know if I should show it. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna do this. Sorry, I got really bad ADD. I'll go ahead and save it, and then show you like I said I would. So if we go into here, into this, I believe it's what is it? I believe it's listening post, right? So this is one of the earlier levels in the new DLC, and so what it does is the humans, for example here, right? They'll spawn in here, and they'll see pathable tiles over here, so they'll walk up and around, and they'll start like, or they'll be here, and they'll try to path to here, so they'll walk up and around all the way over. And I leveraged that a lot. Like, you can see where this is like an artificially narrow area, so I wanted them to keep pathing around as much as possible, and just really lean into making the humans move as close to, like, I wanted them to funnel up and down this hallway as much as possible. And I think it does it pretty well. But we'll go ahead and go back to this. Fair warning, that's not the release version. It has been altered slightly for balancing reasons. I'm really bad at balancing. But what we can do, I want to make this a really sadistic level. So here's the new plan. Oh, that's unfortunate. Here's what. Okay, we're gonna do this. That's gonna go. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong thing. And we're gonna hope and pray that they want to path onto here. But what I could do, right? If I want it to be sadistic, nothing says that there can't just be a big wall of impassable terrain, because they can just walk over the terrain tiles anyway because of the bug. So, if what I do, because they'll see void tiles as walkable, so I think what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to path to the nearest walkable tile. So as long as I make sure this 2-wide gap is the closest thing, they should just keep trying to path over there consistently, and they shouldn't wander off the back of the map. I'll go ahead and do one more layer just to be safe. I got a lot of stuff to show off. I haven't talked about anything I've been doing for months. I've been doing stuff, let me tell you. You know what, that might not necessarily be the middle. It'll be fine. I'm gonna try this. And I don't actually care about trying to beat the level, I'm just trying to make sure the humans do what I want them to. Yeah. See? And they should just consistently keep spawning and going over the wall like that. Yeah. That's the nearest walkable path. So, unless you use wasps, this suddenly becomes unbeatable. And if I want to get really interesting with it, okay, here's what we're going to do. This is a completely different map than what I was going for originally, but it'll be fine. Right? Because what happens, oh no, if suddenly all of the walkable tiles here are just like covered, right? What are we gonna do about that? Oh no. Out of here. And so this might force them to keep searching for more and more tiles to path towards. Maybe. They might all just clump up along this edge too. That's another possibility. Okay. So, go ahead and test this. We'll add it in this nice test feature so I wouldn't have to keep tabbing out to the menu every time, and I'm still doing it anyway. I don't know, there's no return to editor here, right? I think return just returns to the game, right? Yeah. Okay, so what's this gonna do? Alright, this is doing what I feared, which is that they're not going through and around. So I might need to take this one out. This little club. Okay. Okay, we're gonna return to the menu. Will, I appreciate the test level. I swear I use it a lot, just not right now. Okay, we're gonna get rid of these. And this, and this. And... we're going to put in some more walls. Okay, and that gives them a more... I want them to get over to this... You can't see what I'm pointing at on the screen. I want them to get over to this area, right? I want them to path around over to here, because then they're going to try to path around. I want to just keep expediting this process of them pathing to the other side of all these walls, right? I want to figure out how I'm going to do that. This is shaping up to something, though. Oh, these solar cells are smaller than I remember. They might have always just been this size, and I was just spanning them so much. That's probably more likely. I want to see how often 4 solar cells will spawn in max. I don't know how they work really. Probably could have played with them more, but I just didn't. And then I want this level to be sadistic. You know, I got a lot of anger built up, and I need to take it out on someone. Man, this map is gonna fucking suck to me, or to go through. Right. So you literally need to, I don't know, we're gonna find out if wasps can actually make it to the center of this to destroy it, because if not, this map becomes unbeatable, right? Interesting. Right, and I need this. I need to be very careful about what I do with the outside of the map, just to ensure the humans always do this behavior. So we're gonna save this. We're gonna see, can a wasp actually manage to destroy these radiation generators? Those weren't in the radiation level generators are so new. When I was making levels for the new DLC, they weren't even added to the game yet. I'm gonna put them on fast mode. I guess we can just do some pustules. And wasps are really expensive. I wonder how long it's gonna take for these to generate a mech. Alright, can they do it? Oh wow. I think they can. Oh, that's spicy. They literally can't make it to the center. Okay. This is a point of consideration. I don't know if I like that or not. Right? Because on one hand, yeah, that sucks. But on the other hand, warriors exist. So is it really an issue? Who knows? It is an issue. It is. So then what I might do... I might open up this middle area in the center here. So this is like going to be 3 areas. And then, oh yeah, there's the dropship. Man, this is going to be so hard to beat. There's no way, right? No one's going to beat this. This is awful. Oh my goodness. This is just mean. Well, you know, it's not my issue. I don't need to balance test this map, so it'll be fine. I need to just wipe off this lipstick. It's getting everywhere. And like it tastes kind of bad, you know? Turns out not made for consumption. Oh well. So what we can do... Maybe here. Not there. No, that's the wrong place. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of these. That, yeah. We're gonna keep 4 solar panels. I'd have no idea if that's allowed or not. And so now the player at least has a way to get in, right? This map is insanely hard. I like it. Alright, how can I make this easier? This is currently unbeatable, I would say. I know what we can do, actually. Have to make it a little bit easier for the player. So the humans have a really hard time passing through tight spaces like this. So this makes it a little bit easier for the player, but I don't know if that's in a way that I like. What we could do... I could give them a little bit more space back here, but that just feels kinda useless. Right? As long as the human can hold these, or as long as the player can hold these choke points, then they have all this free space back here to build in. So I think they just need to build rapidly. And then... I don't know. I don't know how the construction bots work either. It might be that I need to play the campaign some more to unlock the construction bots. Because I know, so the stuff that happens in this level editor, right? Or whenever you're playing a custom map, the difficulty of the custom map is based on where you're at in the campaign, right? It pulls from all the same stuff as the actual campaign. So like how frequently dropships spawn, if at all, the max cap of the humans. I think even depending on what units are unlocked. Like I think if I were to restart the campaign, we can test this actually. I'm curious. So we're gonna do this, and then hold on. I'm gonna hit new game. We're just gonna put it on standard. I think even the difficulty is for the custom levels is based on your campaign difficulty. But so we're gonna put it on relax. Hi. And if I go back to the main menu, custom levels, is it still gonna spawn in flamers? Because I haven't unlocked flamers yet, or tanks. Those haven't been introduced. No, there were loads of tanks before. So yeah, what units will spawn in are also dependent on the campaign. Interesting. I wonder if these are disabled until I unlock them in the campaign. This might be way too many of them. Who knows? It might be like 1 mech per solar panel per minute. Who knows? That's a lot of mechs. So yeah, interesting. Oh, here is a sneaky little secret that I found out while I was doing this, right? So, hold on. If you go into your save files, right? So you can see where I was beta testing that campaign. And if you extract them, what you can do, after you beat the campaign, if you just want to play around, you can zip all that up, and then you can simply replace the files in this Buggos thing. And suddenly I went from starting a fresh new campaign on relaxed difficulty to Oh, by the way, Flame Rancher 2, it's been a blast. It's a little bit content lacking right now, but it's everything you like about Slime Rancher, just improved upon. I've been playing it pretty manically. Right, so if we go back to the Penny the campaign, right? What's this? Suddenly, whoa, I'm back to beating the entire pre-beta campaign. That's crazy. That was really helpful whenever I found that out. I don't know how much Will wants me to publicize that though. Maybe maybe that was upsetting. So I need to make sure that this is always 2, and this is at least 3, right? So can you guys see my cat? You can't. Oh, you're missing out. He's taking like the biggest bath of his life. What am I doing? No, that's way too close. So to do this. And then I could expand from here. I just don't want it to look like this, you know? It looks kind of bad right now. I think this map's pretty much done though. But I just wanted to... I wanted to do some... This is not at all what I wanted to do originally, but you know, I'm happy with it, so sure. Here's what we're gonna do actually. And on the player side of things, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to pass through with the player. I think you can do that with the player units too. If you box the player in entirely, the Buggos can move over the walls until they find valid terrain. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. I mean, we can test it, right? I'll test it after this though. Man, this is gonna be rough. Oh, and importantly, I want to make sure I keep the map feeling wide, so I don't want to go upwards and downwards with my little rocky bits too much. So like this, for example, I probably don't want too much.
Surely the shore will still our love. Surely the shore will still our love. All the things we talk about are swirling around the currents, caught on plastic islands. Our love on plastic islands.
Sorry, I was like really in my own little head right there. So what I'm doing right now, I don't know how to burst this in a way that doesn't look so artificial. I hate my maps looking really artificial, but I might just have to take it on this one. I don't really know any good ways to get around it on this. But I'm doing a very specific thing with the mechanics. something I could do, right?
Surely the shore will still
Um,
love. Surely the
if I make this a
shore
little
will
bit more
still
varied, so it doesn't look like there's just a hard limit on this, it might break up the map a little bit more. I don't really know how much that's gonna help. Um,
Rid of his penetration, flowers will crown the tower.
I think we're fine there. And then I'm gonna want. This is gonna be a rough looking map. This might be my ugliest map I've ever made. I've made some pretty ugly maps, and this might take the cake. Man, that's about all I can do there. Okay. And then the inside, I just have to leave it as is, right? There's not really much I can do, because I'm playing with a very specific AI quirk, and if I make these too thick, the likelihood of them trying to path around diminishes. So I just need to leave it as is, which is kind of upsetting, but it'll be fine. I can make this like that. That gives me a bit of a gradient to work with. Man, I need to get a little Twitch bot or something that just says what song's playing, like on the top or something like that, maybe on the bottom. Because these Twitch streams are mostly just an excuse for me to ramble while listening to music. I actually have, I mean, I guess I care about people watching, but I actually don't. This is just me doing my own thing.
Flower in the mesh, the moon cocoons a fragile fetus in her swollen cave.
Okay, I think that's about, maybe the bottom needs a little bit more work. Get rid of that. Yeah, like I don't like this. This looks too artificial. I might do that. I don't know what this is gonna do. We're gonna find out.
Diaphragm painting, won't you catch me while I'm fainting? Mark my skin with Ganges clay, dry then black river washes it away. Adorn my form with reeds of kosher grass.
Alright, and then we were going to test if I cover up the player, right? Oh, this is gonna expose a very interesting bug, actually. It might. We're gonna have to find out. It's a good thing I saved before I'm testing this. I forget I have makeup on. Oops. It's probably much to hell now. So we're gonna hit test. And we're gonna see what happens. Because I believe... Alright, I'll go ahead and put my things here. Okay, so the player can't do that, but the humans can. Interestingly. So watch what happens. Oh, you know what? My my evolutions got reset. That's an issue. So watch my guys, they're moving around right now. I think I can force this bug. I completely broke their AI. It doesn't matter where I put my pointer now. All of these units are frozen in place, and they will never do anything else for the rest of the game. Until I just reset the level. It's a very niche bug, but it is one that exists. Right? And then you see these guys moving around? I'll do it again. Their AI completely breaks. And then that's just how it is, right? So like, these are completely broken now. There's nothing that will resurrect these units. So we're gonna go back to the main menu. Because I think I need to go through and fix my evolution. Yeah. Oh wow, I've got a lot of evolution points. Look at me go. I don't know if I want to use all of them, honestly. Because whenever I balance my custom maps, right? I was playing with about half the evolution points. Like, I would go through and... I need to update my spreadsheet, actually. But I would just make it exactly half of the evolution points. But I don't know if I don't know what that would be anymore. Oh wow, this wasn't here before. Interesting. Before what this would be the, there's a little button, right? Oh, there it is. Yeah. The power-up, before, this was the end of the evolution tree. So these have been added since when I was making levels and whenever the DLC was released. Interesting. I don't know, we'll make some, spore launchers. Builder efficiency is pretty spicy. What is this? Nice. Okay, that's needed. I'm glad they did that. Yeah, so there have been a few things that have changed since I last saw them. And then do I want boom slugs? If you ever want to beat any of my maps, boom slugs and defenders are like a deadly combo for any of my maps. It's just the way I make maps enables that. I make a lot of tight corridors, and you'll get these walls of defenders that'll just kill anything through the corridor and slowly move up. And then the boom slug AoE makes them super effective on my maps. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. It's just I try to work around it because I'm aware that's an issue, but sometimes I just fall into old habits. It's not always a bad thing either. Oh, I got an achievement. It's swarming time. What is that? Unlock all the swarm capacity. Nice. That wasn't there either. And I guess I can go ahead and get... Man, I've got like everything unlocked. How did this happen? This has to be a bug. Right? Because as far as my save is concerned, I've only beaten the first 6 areas. This is interesting. I'll take it, sure. Okay, so now if I go into here. This should be pretty easy to beat, honestly. Or, I don't know, maybe. Oh, whoops, wrong one. As long as I move quickly, it should be fine. Oh, there's a little quirk. I need to fix that. Okay. And that is because... What, I guess the center would be here? Okay. Okay, I think we're ready to start throwing units at this. This is spicy. Yeah, all the units are just passing up and around and dying. Oh, the defenders are able to kill it. Interesting. How? I don't know how they're doing that. You know what it is? I know what it is. In the update, in the big update, right? If a bug is attacked, it will attack back now, instead of just sitting there and taking it mindlessly. So what's happening is the defenders are getting attacked by this AoE thing, and then they're shooting back at it, despite there being a terrain wall away. Okay. Well, that makes the map significantly easier. I may need to rework this thing. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, and then this is just the endless grind, right? I need to change the map behavior to be kill all humans instead of destroy all buildings. Because you can kill all humans technically, right? If you kill them between spawn waves. Okay. So this map's way easier than I thought it would be. I need to wipe off this lipstick. I might have to be right back after this, just to do that. I can't drink anything without all this lipstick on. Oh no. Yeah, I put a whole bunch of these down. Oh, there's another bug that I'll go ahead and show off. I don't know if it's been fixed yet or not. It might be. I just now remembered it as I was doing this. So it'll kick us back into the editor in a second, and you'll see lots of ghost buildings. Oh, no, it's been fixed. Okay. Nice. Before, when I was doing this, it would show like the shadow of these, but not the actual building themselves. It was like a huge weird thing to deal with. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna wipe this lipstick off. It's not very tasty. I'm gonna show off my cat real quick. I know Mr. Man. Where's my camera? There it is. Hi. Come here. He's been sleeping the entire time. Okay. I gotta fix this now. Oh, I know. Or you know what? Is there a Control Z on this? There is. Nice. Hey. Okay, I'll do it back. Right. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. I don't have lipstick anymore. I can actually drink something. Right, so we were... What were we doing? Right, this was way easier than it needs to be, and I need to fix that. And the way I'm gonna fix that is... Okay. I don't like this. So the only real way to fix this, I think, is going to be to open this up. And then I need to rework this. Which is kind of upsetting, because now it doesn't even do what the original map was supposed to do, but it'll be fine. It's just part of the process. Right, so there's that. And then... So these radiator generators are way easier than I thought they would be, so I can go ahead and close this off. And then this map might be really difficult if I were further in the campaign. There we go. But because I'm not further enough in the campaign, I don't have mechs unlocked yet. I also don't have construction bots unlocked. So, like, I don't know how those would affect things. I don't think they would affect it on this map. Right? So I need to, if I want to play with newer mechanics, I need to go through and beat the campaign more. So I might do that sometime on my own time for the next stream. But what I can do is save this. And then it should still be really easy, actually. But we can go and test it. Oh, and I meant to fix the player position for the spawn. Okay, and I should be good to go ahead and start attacking. Yep, and then all my swarmers are gonna die. Well, it was, so originally, so there's a quirk in the human AI, right? Where if a human, let's say there's a human here, right? They will try to path, they'll look for available tiles, and if there's a tile over here, they'll path all the way up and around. And originally that's what it was going to be, is just playing with that mechanic. And then, you know, stuff happened and it no longer does that. But it does do this. Because originally I wanted to just have like a survival mode dropship, but if I go to test maps and there's no command centers, it'll just, I can't test the map. So we moved it to command centers, and these kind of work like dropships now anyway, because the player can't really access them, but the humans will, right, so they'll spawn in, they'll use a weird quirk in the Buggos thing. This is the closest available tile. So if they walk over the terrain wall to get to here, because they're on an invalid tile. And so it just leverages that a little bit. And another map's okay. It's not what I was going for though. Normally they're Well, for a while I was making a whole bunch of like pastry themed maps. Oh, you know what? I need to allow nutrient view. But I've now reached a point where so like all the new stuff, right? There's like a whole bunch of new stuff like the mechs and the construction bots and stuff. None of those are gonna spawn in because I'm not far enough in the campaign. So I need to go through and beat a whole bunch of campaign levels to unlock that. Because like what spawns on custom maps is based on what you have done in the campaign. I think that's basically what I was going for. Or the new objective, at least. Oh, an interesting quirk, by the way. So the Buggos will shoot back at things that have damaged them. So these defenders, right, they enter the radiation zone. Well, there's no way to get to them, but because the radiation damages them, they'll shoot back over the terrain and into this radiation thing. I thought that was another neat quirk. This is mostly just me playing with mechanics. I think this is pretty decent. It might be way harder whenever things are unlocked. If I go into... Oh, whoops. I almost uploaded a blank map. And so now, oh, you know what? Whoops, I need to go through and fix that. The map objective is supposed to be kill all enemy units, not destroy all enemy buildings. So that's my bad. Alright, so if I go to most recent. Oh, I don't exist. Hold on, I'm trying to find these maps. Nope, that's not it. How do I see my maps? Is it here? Here it is. So this one needs to be deleted. Nope. Oh no. There we go. So now what I'm gonna do is, so on the Discord, right? There is, where's the Discord? There's the Discord. There's, some people had some ideas for maps that just never got used. So, like a central platform with 4 paths, we can do that one next. Just to, I thought that would be neat to just go through and do all these ideas. So let me pull that up on my other screen. Level design concepts. Okay, so we're gonna do that one next. And I think for this, right? So it's a central platform with 4 paths. Every side has some barracks, and there's narrow paths going up to them, guarded by turrets. And that should be pretty easy to do. And I'm going to use this to do it. So we're going to do this. Yeah. And this might be a pretty spicy map, honestly. Yeah. Need to like scribble all this out. Man, so what? I don't even remember what was happening the last time I did a live stream because it was so long ago. But I'm just gonna catch people up on John's life because it's been interesting. So I started doing a I'm currently a university student, right? And there's no game development club at my university. I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if I made one? And so that's been sort of my side project on the back burner. And I recently talked to the head of my, what's it called? The department head for the IT people, or I guess my department. And he greenlit my club to be a go. And we've got like a room set up and everything. And so I've been getting all that figured out. And it's been spicy. It was just sort of one of those, I don't think it's ready at all to be a club yet, but we're doing it anyway, and I'm just gonna like see how I land. I still need to redo a lot of the documents, but there's like 40 or so people that are interested, and I think I can get it up to like closer to 80. And the way it's gonna work is there's a thing called GDC, and it's basically just people talking about different aspects of game design. And I want to make that a club at my university. And then we also make games just as a side thing. So that's been the majority of my free time for the past couple weeks, is just figuring all that out. And then also, I've been working on my own game. Or one of my games. You know how that goes. So we're gonna do, so they wanted there to be a couple, like, 2 or 3 command centers on each of these. So we'll go ahead and do this. And they wanted some narrow pathways guarded by turrets. And I like that. So I'm gonna go about halfway in. I don't know how well the AI for the humans is going to handle it, but we're going to go for it. There's that. And then I need to do something like this, right? That's roughly a circle. I don't know, I'm not very good at circles. That's good enough. I've played enough Minecraft at least to kind of understand how to make tile circles. I'm just not super amazing at it. All my circles end up looking a little bit too square. I'll talk to Will about, so this little circle thing, right? This little template that I just threw up and immediately started using. I'll see if he wants to add that in as one of the, what are they? One of the new map types, if you just wanted to put circle there. That might be interesting. Because it was, I feel like most people don't feel like using Minecraft circle calculators to do that kind of thing. It would just be nice to have at the ready. So I'll talk to him about that. We got some narrow pathways. And so, upsettingly, and I hope this gets changed in the future. Will, if you end up watching this, please change this. The void tiles are walkable, but in my opinion, they shouldn't be walkable, but people should still be able to shoot over them. So I can just make this massive empty area that gets shot over, but no melee units can actually engage. I think that would be very interesting for map design purposes. But for the time being, we just need to do something like this. And you'll see there's a method to my madness in a second. Oh man, that's fair. I kind of just ramble a lot. I don't really expect anyone to understand what I'm saying. This is just me rambling for way too long. I've got a lot of old man energy to get out, you know? There's some narrow pathways. And we want to make sure that these turrets can actually shoot inwards on the pathways. What we can do is something like this. And that might be good, because they can shoot outwards to there. Is it just like my mic's not picking me up, or you don't understand what I'm talking about? Because both of those are valid issues. That's fair. Let's see. So I want to make it very clear on this level. Yeah, that's fair. I kind of, whenever I'm talking, I'm like so far up in my head spouting thoughts that I don't think about how well it tracks with other people. I should probably get better about that. But so what I'm doing right now is, so the thing I'm going off of is in the Buggos Discord, right? Mr. Heaterboy here wants a central platform with 4 paths. 4 narrow paths, actually. And on each end is some barracks, and it's guarded by turrets. That's what I'm doing right now. But there is a weird issue where so the humans, right? Here, I'll show you. If I put this down, oh, whoops. Alright, so if I put my command center there, and I save this as Heaterboy, and I hit test. So watch this command center, right? So up here, these will just start walking out into the middle of nothingness, which is why I need these walls here. So in the future, I hope a future update will go through and make them not be able to do this. This looks kind of silly. That's why I'm putting, that's why I'm gonna do all this weirdness with like the pathways instead of just leaving it open and just having the turret shoot over. So I need to like think about like what angle of trajectory are they shooting at and stuff. That's most of what I was rambling about. There's Heaterboy. And then we need to do this. And this map's going to be really simple. I don't think it needs to be complicated. It just needs to be challenging. And I think that's what this delivers on. Okay. And then we've got this. Oh yeah, so what I'm doing, right, is, so if I do this, You see how there's like a little bit of a gap where there's just no sand underneath this? I think it just looks kind of weird, so I'm covering it up so that way there's sand underneath it. Because now it looks more consistent. It's just, you don't need to do it that, it just looks better to me. A lot of what I do is just because I think it looks nice. Let's see. Oh, that's the edge of the map. Okay. Okay, now I need to get some sort of shape going on. So I could do something like this. And at this point, so the map's pretty much done. I just need to make it look nice. Oh, like this blue wall? So if the human's going through, the wall texture, the sand under it. So are you saying like the rock pile should just have sand underneath it by default, or this blue wall? I don't know what yes is. Is that, sorry, there's a bit of a delay. Like the blue wall? Both. So from a coding standpoint, I don't really know why it's this way, but I'm gonna take a guess. And so from a coding standpoint, it's just more elegant to have the wall separate from the sand tile, because sometimes I do like to do little decorations like this on the outside of maps, and that looks nice. But whenever it's like the walkable path and there's just it looks like there's missing textures underneath it, that looks bad to me. And then the reason I can't do like let me get rid of this. So the reason I'm not outlining this with blue wall is, so let's say this part right here is blue wall. Well, if the player goes through and his Buggos attack this wall, suddenly they can walk out into the emptiness of the map, and they just they just fill up this space out here. So that kind of breaks the map.
The cart didn't door. The cart lit door. The cart lit door. I'm serious. He's dope. He's like an image of a glass man. You can't really see him. So we gonna roll with that.
That's too... okay. I have two wall types, one with one without sand. I mean, that might be worth looking into, but it clutters up the interface over here. I see what you're getting at, though. And then, so what I might want to do, well, let me do this. So the map is pretty much done functionally, right? It's going to be a very difficult map. I don't think it's beatable at all, but this is what Heaterboy in the Discord was looking for, so I'm going to deliver on that. Now I just need to do like some little touch-ups to make it look nice. So I might put a something like this. So we want empty space. That looks decent, I guess. Maybe that? Just to like make it look interesting? I don't know. I don't know if this is helping or not. I don't think this is helping. That doesn't help either. Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know, I'm trying to make it look like there is some sort of pillar system beyond just this basic wall area. What I could do is something like this. There we go. And then sometimes it, I need to sit there and like click and drag to overlap stuff. Just with the, like a quirk of the level editor. I don't know if this is quite what I'm going for. What I might do, here's what I'll do. So I've already got the main map area done, but then there's just like all this empty space. So I'm just trying to like, I want it to look like there's little pillars or something just to make it look interesting. But I don't really know how I want it to look, and it just ends up looking kind of bad. So I'm just sort of playing with that a bit. You know what I could do? Is maybe something like this? I don't know if that helps. Oh, whoops. That's the wrong one. That kind of fills up the space. I might want to move it in one though. Okay. So now I just need to copy this pattern all the way around the edge. Just to fill in some of this empty space. think that's the same spot. Right. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh no, this is a different spot. I'm just really dumb. Okay, there we go. Like, I generally try to make my maps very very natural looking, but if I'm gonna make it really pedicured, I want it to look really sophisticated. Oh, like one side was 1 pillar and then the other side had 3? That could be fun to play with. We'll go back to that actually. Now that you point it out, I like the idea too. Maybe that one. Yeah. This looks pretty... This looks interesting. I like it. That's a good shout. I might just make this corner the asymmetric one though, just so that way there's a pattern and then this side breaks it. I don't know if I like that's too much. That looks okay. I might just leave that. Oh, no, I can't. Take it back in a little bit. I guess that's fine. This is how I spend hours of my life, by the way. Like, I've got how many hours in this game? 125? Almost all of that has been in the level editor. I just, you know, some people play City Skylines. I play Buggo level editor. I also play City Skylines. It's both. Okay. This looks interesting. Go ahead and save this. And then I may as well make sure it's beatable. I don't actually care if it's beatable or not. I'm just testing it for the sake of doing it. And this is going to be a very rough map. So I'm just gonna immediately plop down some of these. Maybe it's not gonna be so hard to read. Oh, whoops. Right, because I've basically already beaten the game. Nothing's gonna go in here. Well, no, there's dropships now. So, this is not beaten. I need to send, I'll send the Swarmers and the Swarm Mother down the middle. And I'll send the Warrior up there. And I'll send the, Defenders down this way. And then I'll just put the Wasps in the middle for now. And I'll just pull them up and, like, move them as I need them. Okay, I might need some wasps this way. This is a surprisingly interesting map to play. I don't know if I like them all pooling up into here. But there's nothing I can do about that. That's just how the human AI is. I'll play this a little bit longer, but it looks pretty surprisingly balanced to me. And I might actually, before I upload this, I might push these up a little bit just to make the bridges look more narrow. But otherwise, the map's done. Yeah. And now some long trees. Okay, yeah. How do I... Where is it? Heaterboy. So something... Oh, whoops. That was the wrong tile. Like that. And I'm doing this just to make this look a little bit more narrow. Even though it isn't actually being more narrow. Right. And so, oops. I move? I can move. If I go into the workshop. Yeah, my nose is really itchy. Newer file. Here it is. It's waiting analysis by the content checkers. Oh man. I forgot to add this. I can't find stuff if I don't subscribe to them. Like, even my own items, I have a really hard time finding a lot of the times. I don't know if you can't see it. My cat is going nuts. Like, or he's not being nuts anymore. Where is my camera? There it is. Right? That's my cat. He's just attacking my camera cable. Oh no. And now all that time I spent. There we go. It's back to being normal. So is this a thing that I can look at now? Brew, stop. Hey, don't give me sass. Oh no, I quit the game. I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. I keep forgetting that the quit button actually quits out of the game entirely. There it is. Yeah, so if I go into the Discord now. Files I posted? How do I share this? There it is. And then if I go into here, I can't type. Graded? Granted. That's the one. So what's next? A level with no hives and no builders. You have to use the limit. You have to use the units you have. Okay. So I've played with this idea. So the idea that I'm working on now is you have. I'll make this a media map. Right. So instead of having a hive, you would just brew. Please stop, buddy. Hello. Instead of having a hive, there would just be a bunch of pre-placed units, and you just have to live with what you have. And I've made a map like that before, but I'll make one specifically for this request. In the past, what I've done is on complex E623, right? There's one called Scouting Party, and it's just these pre-placed units, and you have to just go for it. And that was kind of fun to play with. And the way the way I did it on there, and the way I'll do it on here, is if I just redo all my work that I just did. So you can't play whenever you play a map without a hive, you immediately lose. Excuse me. And so the way you go about it is I want to make the player feel uncomfortable, so I'm going to place them on the top right. Or I could do the top left to make them really uncomfortable. That's a fun trick, by the way. If you're making maps, put the player in a different corner, because most of the time the map is you start in the bottom left or bottom right. So if you just flip that, immediately the player doesn't feel comfortable. I don't. Because it's like, man, what is this? So I'm going to cut the map like this, right? And if you put the bug hive here, right? We technically have a hive, but it's walled off. And as such, oh, that's a fun little bug. I want to go ahead and report that real quick.
This was amazing, Gwen. You're amazing. Thanks.
Doesn't care if it is. So that's interesting. But so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the hive. It technically exists, but it's in this little corner. And so what we can do is put some pre-placed units. I want to think about how I want the player to go about this map, right? So they're gonna start up here, and I think I want them to venture down this way and there will be some stuff here, and then maybe some more stuff over here. So that puts a wall right about there. And so we're gonna do this. Now maps like this are tricky because, you know, you only have so many units, which means it's very easy to lose. So I need to be cognizant of that whenever I'm making this map. And so there's gonna be a little thing down here, right? A little bit of humans down here. And then also the map's gonna flow into another area here-ish. Something like that. So none of this space really matters. I might put a little bit of buffer just to make the player think about their actions as they're winding through the map. But this doesn't actually matter. I'll worry about that later. So now I need to actually make some playable areas. And I might do it like this. So there's that. And something like I'm trying to make this map look, because like on a map like this, it's kind of looks matter more than on other maps, because essentially it's just there's not as much to worry about, right? There's only so many units on the board, so you're looking at a pretty blank map for most of the time you're playing it. So having terrain that looks immersive is more important on something like this than other maps. That's not bubbly enough.
I'd like to be more consistently here, you know. I'd like to really get on I'd like to just, and I know it's not probably ever maybe possible, but because it's so improbable and so impossible, I'd just like to really see how long I could last.
Do this.
Really here, you know, really in it, really alive.
And then this needs to bubble more. I don't like that it's just a dead end. I might make this a bit wider. That looks better. And for now I'm gonna go in, do that. Oh, you know what? Where did my little Twitch chat thing go? Hello? There it is. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so this looks like a pretty interesting map. I'm going to go through and do this now. And what I'm doing is I'm carving the terrain in a way that doesn't look as pre-planned, or it's just like a big square, because really square maps kind of bother me. Unless it needs to be square, why is it square? You know? There's so many other shapes.
Remember, this is your life. This is the only one you got.
that looks pretty okay. So what I'm gonna do is and so what I'm doing right now, I don't like that I can see the sand right there. So I'm just covering that up. And I've hit the edge, so I can't place any tiles here. So I need to work around that.
I'd just like to really see how long I could last.
And what I might do is something really stupid looking. That's because I am doing something really stupid. I'm going to delete all of these tiles and then just replace them all. So that looks interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and save this, and I'll just call this. What is the guy's name? NaCl. So now we need to think about what humans are actually going to be on this, and what bugs we're going to give the player. So what I could do, I think they're going to need a few swarm mothers, right? So like 3. Just so they have something to work with. And then I might put some defenders, only a few. And some warriors. And maybe like, well, the wasps, I'll put some. I don't know how useful they are. And I don't know what else the player would really need. I guess a couple of boom slugs. And so for the human defenses, we're going to want... This is going to be really interesting to try to build around. I'm going to want something like this. Maybe a flamer and another one of these. I'm trying to think. Maybe the commander will be like the boss of this map, because that's not very many units. And then maybe like a few more marines. And then maybe like 2 more flamers. That might be fine. If I need to make it harder, I can just add in one of these. Let me go ahead and do that. So this might be beatable, might not be. Oh, I need a hive. What? Oh, and a command center. That's right. So same idea, only with the human command center, right? I need to do some interesting quirks. So, as I showed on the last map, so here's what we can do. This is gonna get deleted. The hive's gonna go here. And then for the human command center, they need a tile to walk onto, otherwise they'll just walk into the void. So what we can do about that is I can place a tile like here. And so what's going to happen is when the game starts up, all these humans are going to path. I might just do that, honestly. All the humans are going to path onto these tiles. And they're not going to leave this area. Or I might just do this just to make it look nicer. So I'm going to save this. And let's see. So immediately, I'm just going to disable this. Oh, that's right. I don't have boom slugs unlocked. So this is just going to go do its thing. Whoops. So I've only got so many units. Maybe 3 swarm mothers is too many. Maybe I should have just done 1 swarm mother instead. Yeah, this was a very easy map. Right, but this is how you would go about it. Is just this. Oh, and I forgot to, so there is a way to add a win condition to this. It's very tricky, but it is doable. And so what you can do, right, so we're not spawning stuff in. So it doesn't matter that, even if the player is getting nutrients from these constantly eating stuff, it doesn't matter because the hive's disabled anyway. So this will just sit there and kill all the humans. And so if I hit kill all enemy units, this is now an actual valid level win. And I might, just to expedite that process, something like that. Right, and so we said only 1 swarm mother. So is this beatable with just the swarmers? I want to avoid that. I might put some turrets in here, honestly. Just to make it a little bit harder. Yeah, I think a turret's gonna be needed. And then, can I just send the wasps right over the top? There's an interesting idea. I don't know. I don't think it will save, honestly. So, what we could do, right, is if, had an idea? I lost it. Oh, if this is disabled in the editor, if it will save. Oh, it doesn't let me. That was way too easy. Oh no, it did the bug. After menu. That's the level. There we go. And I might put another one of these just to help on that swarmer spam. This might be okay. I don't know that I can make it too difficult without it becoming impossible. Oh, whoops. Oh no, I got some extra units. Dang it. Oh well. Right, so you can see down here, the humans will spawn in and immediately die to these floor traps. I don't know if the one turret's doing it. What I could do, I could put one of those radiation generators, and that might be enough. So, okay. What time is it? Okay. So watch, I can technically win. If this guy, there, I won. So, okay. So up here, oh, you know what? I need to exit to level. It's doing a weird bug where if I win, it will not let me actually delete things after I go back to the editor. That's a bit annoying. I think I've already reported that bug, so it should be fine. So I could put one of these in. And then that would make it very difficult. Maybe a couple of flamers like that. These radiation things are really powerful. Oh, whoops. Okay, so let's see. If I just click that without thinking, will I lose? Because that's what I want. I want to make it so the player has to think about how they're attacking, right? That's what the guy in the Discord wants. And to some extent, that's happening. I think I need a few more turrets up here, and I should be in a good spot. Or maybe some turrets down here. Maybe both. Like that. And then I want another turret up here. Oops.
So in every art, one realizes there comes a point where
We're gonna save this. I'm gonna exit out to the menu because it doesn't even let me do that anymore. Please. Hello.
And then to achieve the perfection of the art,
Okay.
something has to happen of itself, which we variously call grace, inspiration, or tariki. And the problem that everybody's always wanted to know is how to make that happen.
Okay. And that looks pretty good to me. So this should be the last test. Disable this. And now if I just blindly click, like here for example, I should lose. Or I guess lose, yeah. Because I can't actually lose unless the hive gets destroyed. It'll just be... have effectively lost. I put another turret over here. You know what I could do? If I delete... Oh boy. One of these. Right? So now they have, less units? That might be the solution. Every time I win, it like completely breaks the level editor. Oops. There we go. So now if I do this, I should lose. Hopefully. Oh, you know what's happened? That's annoying. It should be fine, but whatever. I should lose. Fingers crossed. Okay. So I saw some interesting quirks that don't matter unless you know how the game actually works. Because this is exploiting some of the game's features in ways they weren't intended to be used. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the hive over here. Okay, no, that's the edge of the map. Oh, how annoying. Okay. So what was happening there? The hive was here, and these turrets have quite a large range. So they were targeting stuff through the walls in here, unable to actually shoot them. And so whenever these guys were going up here to attack, the turrets were locked onto this and not what's actually coming after them. So what I might need to do is move the hive over here somewhere. Like this. I'm gonna just clean up this terrain a little bit just to make it look a little bit nicer. Right. And this will get rid of that bug. And then next what I need to do is add maybe a Tesla here. Oh man, how fucking annoying is that? Jesus Christ. Why is the level editor so fucking broken? Okay. It's not like completely busted, it's just annoying. It's an improvement from the pre-beta though. Yeah, so these didn't actually get deleted. And then I need to delete that. Maybe this. Okay. So this should address all of the issues. Okay, I'm gonna save this. And even if this is beatable, I think it'll be close enough. I'm just gonna send all my guys this way. And I should lose. Right, so all I have left are these warriors, and I still have to defeat everything up here. I want it to be a close fight, but one that I lose. The issue is these warriors are just so beefy. Okay. Maybe one less warrior. Oh, you know what? That's not gonna save, is it? Menu, custom levels. There we go. Okay. This should be pretty decently balanced now. So. So now what I need to do is best by NC, or what is it? NaCl? Now I can actually go into here. I always do my, like, whenever I make maps, I go through and edit the description after I upload them because I hate the, whenever I'm uploading, it makes every word start with a capitalization and it annoys me. Okay, this is waiting approval. So if I close this out and I go back to the menu, is it good? Oh wow, that makes it really hard to read. Content map. I'm so glad we know what's in this. Interesting. This is different. I don't know why it's different, but it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and message that guy just to tell him, hey, I made a map for you. Hello? Please. I would like to copy this. Thank you. Where is it this? This. Shazam. Okay. And that pretty much is what I went to do in the Buggos editor today. I can't actually make more complicated maps because I haven't unlocked all the new humans by playing the upcoming campaign. So like they don't spawn in for me and they don't do anything. Unless I like manually drop them. Oh hey, there's a little button for the soundtrack now. That's nice. Oh hey, look, also I'm gonna brag about this because I can. Hey, that's me. I'm in the credits. Because I made oh, how do I set this? Anyway, I made Area 7 on the new DLC. So next stream I'll make some more interesting maps. But also what I want to do is, if I know how to do this, I wanted to show off what I was working on. Because I make games in my free time. That's like what I do as a hobby. So I wanted to show that off a little bit. Maybe I should update my stream thing. How do I do that? Oh, there's like this big window in the way, and I don't know how to do this. Exit. Okay, out of the way. How do I do just chatting? There it is. MLG place. I don't know, I can add up to 10 tags. Oh my gosh. The real guy. The best guy. That's me. Look at all my tags. I got so many of them. Alright, so is that actually updating? Hold on. I don't really use Twitch that often. I don't know if you can tell. So if I go to my stream, you know. Yeah, it did update. Nice. Okay. Yeah, it did update. Nice. Okay. Oh, cancel. Right, so this is what I've been working on. I can show a few things off, actually. I don't know when the last time I showed anything off was. Oh, before this pops up, fair warning, all of the art is programming placeholder art. Don't judge it too harshly. Maybe. There's a lot to import or and do stuff with. Oh, I should fix this. What is it? Window. Oh, I forgot what it's called. It was like, man, I don't know what that thing was called. Oh well. So this is what I've been working on. And let me just show it off real quick. I'll let it speak for itself. Again, the art is placeholder. Please don't judge it. Alright, so you're this cat. And, right? Hold on, we'll do this first. So watch the colors of things, right? You'll notice things are starting to shift from blue to green to orange and stuff. Right? And then also, watch this. I can, oh, that's supposed to like gracefully move across time. Let me see if I can find a different one. And then I can toggle stuff on and off. There we go. I don't know why this one's teleporting stuff. That's probably an issue I need to look at with the way it loops through things. Right? But I've got all these puzzle elements. And so what I'm doing essentially is this is going to crash. So we're just going to walk out and walk back in. And the puzzle resets. And then also what I can do for this tree, right? I've been messing with custom shaders. Or I've been trying to learn how to make them, I should say. So what this is doing is the actual sprite for this is just a bunch of pinks and purples, but it changes them to kind of look like different shades of the same color, like pretty closely bound, depending on what I drag it to. So what I want to do is make it so I can have all these like foliage and stuff, and then I can just have like a 2-frame animation or something. And or maybe not even that. Maybe I don't even need that. But I want to make it so that the trees, like different colors of the pink, will turn different colors. Excuse me. Like to make it look like the leaves are shuffling in the wind. Man, sorry. T. I don't know what it's doing to me. Right, and then if I reset it, it just turns back to that. So this is sort of what I've been up to. Oh look, it's got a little wiggle animation, by the way. Maybe. Oh, it did. The animations only play once right now because Unity. They do little wiggles. Look at these wiggles. And what this is I'm building out a set of tools I can use to make like a puzzle game with. Right? So like this, I've got a script that makes it move everything 2 coordinates I can set. I've got, this one changes the colors. So imagine this, right? Let me go ahead, prefabs. We'll put some over here, right? And then, I don't know, this one can be in the middle. And it'll be orange. I'm gonna put one of these down too. What's the detection range on that? Cool. So sorry, I'm editing this in real time. I'm gonna copy this. Hold on. I'm stupid? Copy component. Paste component is new. Paste component is new. Hello, Brew. Hi. Hello. He's telling me about his day. Okay, so what I can do is put this here. Hello. And I'll change this to like 3. So with the color and stuff, right? So currently, let's say I have a puzzle and it needs to, you know, it's like a color puzzle, right? So you need to make the object a certain color. Well, what these do, and oh, whoops. I'll zoom in a bit. I still need to mess with the camera a bit more. Oh no. Brew, what are you doing? Stop. Hi, Brew. Okay. Okay, so let's say I have a color puzzle like this, right? And I need to make it red, or like a red-orange, right? So I could turn it more yellow, right? And it turns to a brighter shade of orange. I could change it more red, right? So like maybe this one solves the puzzle. But then when you think about the color wheels that you saw in like primary school, right? So this is what people are taught in grade school, or at least where I'm at. So you've got red, green, and blue. And so if you think about what happens when you cross these, you get brown. And that's exactly what happens in this. So I've got like an orange color, and I hit blue, and it turns brown. And so suddenly, I failed the puzzle. So that's where these sunflowers come in. I'm not sure why it's crashing right now. We're not going to worry about that. Pretty much all it does is it just turns stuff off and on as I get close. And then if I were to activate this, and it had an animation, it would play the animation, and then just do it manually. Same for this, right? So if I go into the scene and I turn my puzzle off and on, it's back to the normal color. So there's one puzzle that I could do with these. But also let's think, maybe I need to change the color and move it up to a certain place. So like maybe I've got these gemstones or whatever, and I need to change the color of them. And then circle them in a way that fits up with this like a runic plate or something like that, right? You got like these engravings on the floor, and I need to move gemstones to them or something like that. Well, I can color them, and then I can also move them. That's not the right one. I can also move them, right? And then let's say also, when I'm moving all these, right? I can't just move them. That's not enough for me to color them and move them. I need to make sure that certain ones don't cross over certain things, right? So like maybe I've got like some beams of light that change the color of objects, and I need to make sure that it goes transparent as it passes through that beam and then turns back on, right? That's where this comes in. That's the wrong one. That's where this comes in, right? So I turn stuff off and on, I can move them, I can turn them back on, and then more puzzles like that. And I've got some more. Like, I've got one script set up where I need to actually add them into the game, where like you can chase certain enemies or creatures and stuff into certain locations, and that'll activate a thing. Things like that, right? So I've been fleshing out this series of tools I can use to build puzzles with. And what's interesting about the way I had this set up, right? So if I look at the actual thing itself, oh, and that's a thing. So hold on, let me change this back to default. So that was me editing. I had an issue with some stuff, doesn't matter. So these are all the big mushrooms. If I hit play, right? Big and little, so it randomizes them. And then also, it doesn't just randomize them, it plays the correct animation for whatever they randomize to. So like the little one plays the little animation, the big one plays the big animation, right? You have no, that's why the animations are broken right now. You have no idea how much of a ball ache this has been to implement. I've spent like at least 10 hours trying to figure this out. So what's interesting about it though, so if you look at the prefabs, so the fluid color is the material that handles the actual color of these mushrooms, right? So if I look at my sprite sheet, I only have the one sprite sheet, right? It's just pink mushrooms, and it just loops through the animation. That's because I have a material that just handles all the different colorings that it shifts between. And so I don't need to draw a whole bunch of different sprites for every single color. And then also, if I go into my prefabs, you'll notice the fluid sprite, right? So that just, it randomizes on startup. That's not too flashy. But they don't have a puzzle assigned to them. So like, for instance, the ones that change colors, right? I add the script on afterwards, and it just shifts it towards whatever the current material color is. Or more or less. There's some code stuff that doesn't matter, but that's more or less what it's doing. Whatever the color is on screen, that's what it's shifting towards. I don't need to go through and worry about like, oh no, did I make sure to set the mushroom to be the same color in the script? It just knows what color it is and uses that. I just need to tell it what to color. In the same way it does that, it also, anything I want to change the color of, I just throw on a fluid color and it'll just start changing the colors. No need for me to do weirdness. Same for the fluid sprite, right? I can just throw that on, throw some sprites in it, it'll figure itself out. I don't need to worry about it. And you know, same idea for the movables. Whenever I'm trying to go through and toggle stuff on and off, I just tell it what to move or what to toggle, and it handles itself. I don't need to do anything. And on the player end of thing, right? So we're gonna look at my spaghetti code of mess, or my spaghetti mess of code. And a lot of this, don't worry about. This is just a whole bunch of like test code that I haven't messed with the player. This is all just spaghetti code. We're not gonna worry about that. What's interesting is, how do I zoom in on this? Whenever the player is interacting, right, it only calls one interact function, and it only calls that one function through itself, right? So all of these mushrooms and stuff use the same interface, so I can just keep, as far as the player is concerned, these are all the same object, or all these different types of puzzles are all the same type of script. So that's another thing I don't need to worry about. That's sort of what I've been working with. And then also, I've been going through and figuring out how to use these, what are they called? Rule tiles. These things are so cool. So, get this. So if I go into here, right, you can see where I was playing with it. That's me trying to figure out art stuff. So I just throw on this, I just spaghetti out, and it figures itself out. I don't need to do anything, it just handles itself. It's so cool. It's like the neatest thing ever. I love them. Same for this, right? It just handles itself. I don't need to worry about it, it'll just do it. You know, if I actually had decent art. You can't tell that these are randomizing, it's just randomizing between the exact same sprite. So it just handles itself. All I need to do is just play with the editor. I don't need to worry about the actual code side of things. What else does this do? I think that's all I pretty much had to show off on this. You wouldn't believe how much of a ball ache what I've shown off is. But I'm not gonna get into code stuff on stream because it's just really boring and it doesn't actually matter. All that matters is it works seamlessly. And like, so for example, the colors, this is how Unity sees colors, right? Let me see if I can make this bigger. I can't. So it's just a whole bunch of values. So if I'm trying to shift between two colors and like check to make sure it's the right color and stuff, I've got like a set of color enums that it shifts between instead of actually caring about like the exact floating point of each value. And that's how it handles itself and doesn't, it makes the puzzles a lot easier for the player to figure out. Like imagine if you were like ever so slightly off the wrong shade of orange and you just couldn't tell the difference, but the computer could tell the difference. That would be so annoying. That's that. Don't save. And then in this one, right? So the reason that exists, my little cat game, the reason that exists is I have a much bigger game I've been working on. I think I've shown this off before, but I'm not sure. This game is, you know, so there's something in computer science called like, I think it's like scope creep. And my projects do that a lot. So technically, I've already finished this. And then I took everything I had finished and I threw it out and restarted. So that's what this is. And it is much more interesting than it would have been otherwise. So, how do I go about... This is a really big project. I don't know how to actually cover it all. Here we go. Is this preloaded with stuff? Probably. Right, so don't worry about all, again, programmer, please don't judge me. I think this script in particular needs looking at. But you can see what I can do, or I guess you can't see, because the art's so bad. Anyway, so I've got like all these pre-generated rooms, right? And so these are all very modular rooms. That's what matters. So I don't actually know if I've disabled the scripts for that or not. Let me check something. So this is like, I was in the middle of ripping the code apart and fixing some things. So I think right now the code's broken. Before it would have happened though, is like this wall would have been disabled, for example. And so would this wall. So you get like all these different changing room sizes and stuff depending on what the rooms around them are. And I can probably just enable that code, but I'm not want to mess with it right now. But so what it does, right? And like this room is smaller than this room. So the rooms will detect what other rooms are around them and grow and shrink based on that. And then also some rooms are higher priority than others. So like certain rooms are going to be more square than other rooms. So like whenever you're thinking about It would look like a house floor plan. Right, so when you're looking at like housing floor plans, right? And I assume it works the same way for like medieval dungeons. Open image in a new tab. You get some rooms where like the developer clearly knew this bedroom, for example, right? Whenever they made this, they were like, this bedroom needs to be a square. It's a bedroom, it's going to be a square, it's going to have a closet, whatever. And then you get rooms like the exercise room, which are just this weird, funky shape that you can tell they had the space and they just needed to make something out of it. And I want to emulate that with my dungeon generation, where like certain rooms, like a church or like an armory or something, right? These are rooms that have a very set, like churches need to be square. They need to have altars in the middle, and you can't just have like a really funky shaped church. You never see that. And I want to emulate that. So certain rooms have generation priority over others. So you get really square rooms and then rooms that have like bits carved into them. And that's sort of what I've been playing with this dungeon generation. And also, each room, so let's take this room in the middle, right? This one right here. Each room has 4 walls. Each wall is comprised of wall segments. And what I'm going to do after this, or after I finish some stuff, is each segment is actually just going to be 2 facades, one on either side, and the segment is just there to hold their transform position. That way they generate properly. And obviously there's a lot of rooms to optimize this. I already have plans for how I'm going to optimize it. That's the general layout of how the code's going to sort of generate things, right? The rooms are just going to be layers of, they're going to be long segments of wall facades on either side of a room. And what that's going to let happen is, this room will look like one way, the other room will look another way. And as the player is going through, right, this side will look appropriate for this room, this side will look appropriate for this room. And in the middle is just going to be empty nothingness, because the player won't be able to see past this wall anyway. That's the general goal of what I'm going to be doing with this. Code's a bit of a mess right now. I don't know if you can tell. And then, so what that's going to do, and the reason I have little segments, right? So as I'm going through and solving all these, there's a few reasons. As you're solving puzzles, maybe one segment of a wall disappears, or it changes, or like this specific segment is interactable, whereas the rest of the wall isn't. Well, I want to enable that kind of behavior. And then also, as I'm dumping all this art into the game, the rooms will have room-specific art, and it's going to be little like segments of sprite. So I just want to, I want to make it so it looks as randomized as possible, or I don't want the rooms to look really boring and samey. I want it all to be generated, but still look cohesive. And that's actually why that cat game I'm making exists. So that cat game is really just a testing ground for me to figure out what puzzles I want to try to introduce to this main game. And then, like say the puzzles, for example, a color puzzle. Maybe you interact with something here, and something way over on this side of the dungeon changes colors. Things like that. I want the process of uncovering the mysteries of this game take place on a dungeon-wide scale, right? I don't want it to be per room. And so that's why I'm doing the puzzles. They're in their own separate game, because this game got way too big for me to wrap my head around, and I just needed to take a step back and work on something else. Right, so as you explore the dungeon, that generates... And I probably give like multiple TED Talks on this, I don't know if you can tell. So there's the exploration system, but then there's also the combat system. So for now, it just looks like this. And it's just a series of dialogue prompts that you can choose. If you look at, slay the sprite, slay the fire. Alright, so things like this inside the spire, right? This is going to be, for now, how the combat's going to work. is it'll be less stat-based combat and more just you choosing the correct ways to go about fighting someone, and then it'll handle itself from there. There's not going to be like actual like beating stuff up combat for the moment, because this is just easier. And then also there's going to be dialogue prompts like you would have inside the Spire. So like some rooms, right? You enter a room and there's just like a text-based encounter of like, what do you do? So that'll be how this side of things is handled. In the future though, I want it to be like actual like so like in games like Hyper Light Drifter or some of the earlier Zelda games and stuff, right? Where it's like this top-down like really timely combat. I want that in my in this game as well, but it was just working on too many things at once. So for now, combat's just going to be in this. So that's why the cat game exists, though, is I'm developing puzzle systems, and then the way I've coded it all, I can just drag and drop all those puzzles into whatever I want, and they'll work seamlessly. I don't need to worry about anything else. They're all very modular. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Yes, basically it. And I've got work relatively soon, so I'm probably just gonna call the stream here. If you topped in, thanks for stopping in. I'm gonna go.